And we're live here with a real news Easter weekend transmission, a special Easter weekend transmission of real news. And we'll cover a range of topics: Matt Gaetz, MLB going woke, Facebook censoring Lara Trump, big clout, anything else we can think of, or as we like to call it, going off topic for shits and giggles. So I think the most important story of the week is Matt Gaetz is under a massive scandal that just takes a twist and turn every day, it seems like. It started off with this piece in the New York Times that says that Matt Gaetz was sex trafficking a 17-year-old girl, and then they said he had sex with her. And there were some other stuff in there, just some minor details. But then Matt Gaetz comes on Tucker and goes on Axios and says, I'm being extorted for $25 million, and so is my family, by this particular person. He named the name, who's an ex-DOJ official, and said that he was literally been talking to the FBI. They've been investigating it. His dad even was going to wear a wire, and they were going to pull off the operation to nail this guy. And then this story comes out and ruins the whole thing, which is coincidental. And then a few days go by, and now they say he was sharing nude pictures of women he slept with, and to congressmen in the Capitol. And they also say that he, the latest thing was that he supposedly paid for sex, which I'll give him my take on that soon. But they didn't show any evidence of him paying for actual sex. They only showed Apple Pay and Cash App receipts of him buying food and hotel rooms for chicks he was hanging out with. So what do we think about this? What's our first impressions on if we believe these allegations? What do you believe? What do you not believe?
I think this is a politically motivated hit job.
Totally agree.
I I think he's a member of Congress, so usually it's the other way around. Usually it's usually it's interest groups that are paying him for sex. But
and he takes no special interest money. This is a dude very pro-Trump, very anti-establishment. Doesn't take any special interest money. He's a unique character in Congress. And I mean, I don't look. When you read what he says and when you hear what he says, I totally believe on the extortion thing. He's very credible because he's very specific. And to make up something that bold is crazy, because it would also be stupid, because he said, he was talking to the feds about it. So there's got to be evidence. If there isn't, he would not make that up. Nobody smart would make that up. Now with the pay for some sexy time, when you look at what they show, okay, they show hotel and food payments, which is what any man does. And you can even hear when he's on Tucker, he alludes to that because I think he knew it was coming out. But he is not the type of guy that needs to pay for sex. Let's be real. He is good looking, he's charismatic, and he's a public figure. He doesn't need to pay for that. I don't buy that at all.
Well, here's my thing. Isn't the left the ones about supposedly about sex positivity and that sex work is real work? Why is he, you can't just have sex workers and, just have them producing content that no one buys.
Yeah, somebody brought that up, and that's a good point, because this should be very progressive.
Yeah, I agree. That just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, it makes sense. It's just politics.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit about him actually, even if he paid for sex, I really don't care.
Yeah, same.
God, I don't see why that's something that's even fucking illegal here. In most other countries, it's legal in some way or another. You have pornos, you have escorts. I don't care. And even if it is, it's not something I don't even think it should be as bad, highly punished as it is over here. It's just not something that's worth it. And in this case, I do think there is, it's 100% political hit job. People buy people especially women. If you're gonna be seeing a woman, you're gonna go and pay for her a hotel room if you're gonna be having sex with her. It's nothing legal with having sex with women.
Yeah. Yeah, and look, he is definitely seems like the type of guy that's a bit of a playboy that, is taking advantage of his youth and good looks. I don't I just don't I've been like looking into it and looking into it, and I still cannot find any evidence of him doing something wrong. Now the stuff with like showing nude pictures, it's like okay, maybe it's inappropriate, but like that's such a guy thing to do, you know? It's like
Yeah,
locker room banter.
I don't think it should be an impeachable offense.
No, absolutely not. Like, do you know how many people our age are doing that?
Oh, dude, like it was only like recently, like even like an offense in most places.
Yeah.
Like they're just being ridiculous. I think they're throwing the wall at them, and they're seeing what sticks.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so ridiculous. And I mean, I sit back and I think, well, does anybody care about this? Is the needle being moved by this? I think honestly, I bet he's gaining some support from this. I bet there are people that are like, oh man, so he's a Chad, so he's like one of us. Like he's one of the boys, you know. I don't. I think some people think that. I think maybe the evangelicals get a little touchy on this stuff, but like, you
Touch.
know, yeah, yeah. Oh, poor choice of words there. But I mean, literally, the only thing he's guilty of here is being a Chad. Am I wrong?
I don't think he's even guilty of that. Like all he's guilt, like there's literally nothing on him except for, he's been being attacked by someone trying to extort him. Like it's politics. It's
Okay.
politics as usual.
The
It was
extortion
wrong.
angle's so crazy.
I think it was stupid when the Republicans went after Clinton for the Monica Lewinsky shit. And I think that like this is even worse.
Yeah.
Because at least he perjured with that. You know, this guy didn't do shit. Maybe got some coochie.
Yeah. I'd love to see if any women come forward because you haven't heard anything of that sort yet.
Oh, you'll start seeing them come out the woodworks. We're gonna get like another like Christine Ford.
Oh God.
People like that, just liars and psychopaths.
Do we think he survives this?
Yeah,
Well, we'll see. I
absolutely.
mean, I think it's too early to go and tell. You know, maybe it depends if they have evidence. That's one. Things can be different. I don't know.
If he doesn't, we're fucked. All of us are fucked.
I know he's like the only good one. Like you look at any, see, I like DeSantis a lot, but his problem is he has no charisma, whereas Gaetz like is just a total charisma 10 out of 10 type of guy. I mean, he gets those viral moments. He's very quick with the one-liners. He's the best bet. Like he really is a rising star, and they know it, and that's why they threw all this at him. So that's why you're seeing this.
I mean, like paying for sex in DC is like very common. Very common. Hey, so here it's story time. It's
Yes.
not going to be as crazy. I don't think it's going to be as crazy as some of the other stories. But so when I was in DC, when I lived in DC for a couple years, and I was doing the single dating scene, and
Mm.
I took this chick to a French restaurant down there, real expensive. I tried, buddy. Now, so yeah, and it was there was one time where I think Obama cabinet official was there with his family.
Oh shit.
So I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know this was happening. So, but anyway, they had security, and I think they patted us down. And before we got in there, I'm like, "That dude, this food better be fucking amazing. This is what I got to go through just to eat." But so we went in. It was like whatever. We went in. We already had reservations, whatever. And so we were walking. we were walking basically like across the restaurant to get to the booth, and because you got to get a booth, right? If you're dating somebody, you got to get a booth, right? That is the, you know, that's the thing, right? That's a little bit of advice from me to you. You go to a, you take a broad out. You got to get a booth so you can get that one-on-one time.
That's
But
true.
anyway, so we were on our way there. We passed by the area where, you had this person, and he was eating with his wife and kids, and they were basically in the center of this, like, you know dinner area, um and then surrounding him, like, were all these tables with all these old geezers, right? Like real old geezers in suits, and all of them had women there that were, like, in their 20s at the oldest, right?
Oof.
Women in their 20s at the oldest, like, wearing, like, wearing very provocative material. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, this is DC. I see how this is.
See,
So yeah,
and here's the thing too, is like there's no evidence he was even around the 17-year-old. I've heard people say that he was. I remember actually hearing about this originally. This is gonna sound crazy, but Jacob Wool had said for like months that Gaetz had like a relationship with a 17-year-old, and I was like, that's crazy. I don't know about that. Now, I'm not like, let's say for the sake of like he did. It's not illegal. Like, it literally isn't.
Yeah,
Is it
it's not
weird?
even illegal if he banged it. Like, what's the age of consent in
It's
Florida?
16 in most places, right? If not, I know Alabama's a little bit, younger probably. Let me Google real quick. But it's just like it's not illegal. Is it weird? Yeah. There's a bit of an age gap.
it's not. It's
Yeah,
17.
that's like literally like
He's young
one.
too.
Yeah, it's like literally like 1 year, before like legal for everything.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, because he's like 38, I think, and
Yeah, I
so
mean,
it's
yeah,
like,
it is a little bit weird, but there's some people like look at the age difference between like Trump and his wife.
yeah.
Exists like people like there's a reason like biology happens. Not saying that you should be doing stuff like that, but
I think in
stuff.
DC it's 16 because I'm looking on the map on Wikipedia. Florida, strange enough, is 18. Texas and Louisiana are 17, but most states are like 16 or 17.
Yeah, I've seen ones where it's like younger with parent like that. I've seen it weird. Like I think in PA it's like 16 if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's 16 in PA, Ohio, Michigan, West Virginia. It's actually interesting how it splits, like how some states are different. Like California and Oregon are actually 18.
Yeah, I don't know why they do. Like it's just weird. I think of the whole thing with age of consent too. Like that's like a really touchy subject.
Yeah.
But like I think that the way that they currently deal with that shit, like there needs to be something like better than just because like people like I've seen people before, like lie about their age, and are you gonna go and ask everyone for an ID? And even if you do, I know from college people had fake IDs all the time.
Oh yeah,
You know,
it's funny. People are already making like fake COVID passports for people.
good. Fuck that stuff. But like it's so easy to make fake IDs. It's so easy to go and lie about your age. Like, are you gonna go and ask for their fucking birth certificate before you start dating someone? Did he have reasonable suspicion wherever he was at that this person was this age or
Well,
this person lied about their age?
you know what Jacob Wool does? He literally
What?
takes a picture of every girl he's been with. He takes a picture of their driver's license, and he says he stores on 5 different like things for backup.
Well, you shouldn't have to do that. Like, let's say you're at the club, you know, dancing with someone about, shit's getting hot. Are you really gonna be like, oh, I need before we go any further, I need to go and see a copy of your driver's license, and then not even just that, but like in many places, even if they do give you a fake ID, you'd still be liable. Like you have to like get some sort of verification service.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's weird. It's crazy. It shouldn't have to be this way, but unfortunately, there's a reason there's the Mike Pence policy. There's a reason there's a Jacob Wold policy. It's because of what we're seeing right here. And it's because people use this shit against you. And it's like you gotta be paranoid about it. And they'll make stuff up. Like that's what they threatened with him. Gaetz was saying on Tucker that like the DOJ dude that was blackmailing him, extorting him, literally told him like, if you don't pay me the money, we're gonna make up a sex scandal on you, a sex trafficking scandal. And this is what's happening. You know what's even crazier? I'm actually surprised to see Gaetz retweet this on his congressional account. But there was an article Raheem Kassam found that I read with just screenshots of text, so it's not like any hard evidence. But it's supposedly showing that the Israeli embassy in New York admitted to attempting to extort Gaetz.
What?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm telling you, man. This thing is so crazy.
Of course they're involved.
Our greatest ally.
It's fucking weird. Like, is there like a link? Is it just a screenshot, or is there like a link to like a archive of that tweet or something?
Here, I'll post the article. It's a really bizarre thing, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like hard evidence yet, but it shows text between, of all people, my boy Scott Adams and Jack Novick, media director of the Israeli consulate in New York City, where he supposedly admits these things.
Yeah, of course, leave it to Mossad to go and try to go and attack our boy.
Yeah. It's bizarre, man. I'm telling you, this thing just gets weirder by the day. And not weirder for him, just like the story. Whatever's happening, it just gets weirder. So I hope he comes out clean, and everything, the truth comes out, but
what the fuck is Scott Adams doing involved with this?
I know, it's so weird. Like I think with Scott too, and you see, I can tell it's Scott in these texts. Somebody took a picture of his phone, which is weird, because Scott was saying on his Periscope, the allegations against him do not sound credible. I'm betting against that he would resign or something like that. But the extortion counterclaim seems credible, has witnesses apparently. Yeah, Scott Adams was saying that on his Periscopes. Like, it's not. There's a thing that I'm seeing here is Scott Adams is being honest in private and in public, and I think he talks to a lot of people in the public sphere. So I guess that's where the connection comes in. But it's really weird.
Yeah, this is definitely a interesting development.
Yeah.
The different actors involved in this scandal.
I remember when people used to be like, "Oh my god, our House of Cards is so crazy, man. Could you imagine this actually happened in real life, man? Looky here."
Never watched fucking House of Cards.
Bruh, it's like, it's not worth it at this point because reality is way crazier. So, stick to reality. It's crazy. But we'll, of course, keep following this.
17-year-old female, that's not anything to fucking, that's not gonna wow anyone. Like, oh wow, even if he did sleep with a 17-year-old broad, like, nobody, like it's not gonna be that, like nobody cares. Like if it's a 10-year-old boy, okay, then maybe people freak out. Okay. 17-year-old girl, no.
I mean, some people would find it creepy and weird, but I don't think it would kill his career in any way, if it's true, which I don't think it is.
No, that's what rock stars do, man.
Oh yeah, who is that? Who was that guy? Ted Nugent. He did some. He was always like talking about like, oh, I love like young women and stuff. Like he was.
Yeah, like that's a rock star thing. You know?
I love Uncle Ted. He's funny.
I mean, like, I don't do
Yeah.
drugs, but I do love them young women.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, you know, and I mean, I think it's funny. Anytime I see a congressperson get accused of, getting whores or something, like I think, or anybody in DC, any political person in DC, I just think, oh, it's funny. Because, like, you know, the, like, because there's jokes about, the Congress being the biggest whorehouse on the planet. Like, it's like, oh, yeah, yeah, I took my kid to his first. I took my kid to his first whorehouse ever. He's like, oh really? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, we went to take a tour of the Capitol. Like,
Yeah, I'm actually
I
reading
mean,
this stuff on Nugent. It says 2 women have accused Nugent of having sexual relationships with them when they were under the age of 18 years old. In 1978, Nugent began a relationship with a 17-year-old Hawaii native, Pele Mesa. The age of consent in Hawaii at the time was 16, so again, above the age of consent.
oh,
However, they could not marry due to
it
the
used to
age
be
difference.
yeah, it used to be 14. Used
Jesus.
to actually, yeah, it used to actually be. Well, I mean, look, so
That's back in the day too. Like
the
you'd be
Asian,
surprised.
yeah, so the Asian culture was a bit different. Like,
I think in
like you got,
Japan it's 14.
Well, I
yeah.
thought Japan was weird with their age of consent.
Well, I mean, that's a cultural thing. Like sometimes, like they'll have like arranged marriages, and they'll have them like they'll have them youngish.
Oh God.
But I mean, no, but I mean, it's a cultural thing for them. So it's, I mean, yes,
That's
is it
weird.
weird over here? Yes, but I mean, you should be accepting culture. What's
Oh
wrong with
yeah.
you?
I'd be very progressive and accept all cultures are equal.
But I mean, no, I mean, look, look how many how many rock artists have a song about underage women, right?
Yeah.
Having sex with underage women, like,
Well,
there's
apparently Nugent's was called jailbait.
yeah, I mean, they all did. I think Ozzy had one. You had freaking, I want to say here.
The Who had one, I think.
Yeah.
Well, because I think what people need to keep in mind is, for better or worse, men, no matter how old they get, think young, attractive women are young, attractive women. And whether they control that impulse is another discussion, but that is just the reality of things.
I forget the one song, Into the Night, back in the 80s. It was like, it's like, oh, she's just 16 years old. Leave her alone, they said. And the whole song was basically about
God.
him welcoming her into womanhood, I guess.
Oh God, that's bad.
It's pretty, I mean, it was a hit song back in the 80s. Like, we're talking early 80s. I mean, I was real young when that song came out, obviously, but like,
Well, like I will always remember the very first line of the very first Beatles song, their very first album, is literally, "Well, she was just 17," which is appropriate for what we're in right now, I guess. But I don't even know if that's about that sort of stuff. But that line's always stood out to me. I'm like, what do you mean by that? What are you trying to say, Paul? She was just 17? Oh, she was just 17. Don't worry, man.
that was the thing back in
Hey, what
the
was that
day.
song? It was like what was that? Like she was 17 and she was hardly in between. Yeah, that
Well, they
one with
changed the lyrics. I forget what it used to be. I think there was actually a line in there that was like, I don't know if it was weird or something, but she was just 17, you know what I mean? And the way she looked was way beyond compare. Saw a guy dance with another. Oh, when I saw her standing there.
No, I was thinking that. No, who was that guy? Didn't he like piss on Alamo or something?
What?
Was that like one rock artist or whatever? Like rock something like the. She was 17. She was hardly in between. Something Northern Michigan.
I'll Google that. Maybe it'll come up with something. Oh, Kid Rock. You're thinking? I had a feeling you were thinking of Kid Rock for some reason.
I thought he was the one who pissed in the Alamo.
I haven't heard about that, but I could see it, I guess.
I thought he did that.
It was 1989. My thoughts were short hair.
Kiss had a song, Christine 16.
Oh
God.
And let's see.
Let's keep something in mind here. They're always referring to girls, not little boys. You know?
Well, to be fair, like, if you're talking about like little boys back in the day, like that's that's a little bit different.
Oh yeah, well that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, they're acting like Matt Gaetz is like a Catholic priest to touch the altar boy a bit too much. You know, it's like there is a difference.
I mean, if you're fucking kids, you know, that's pretty fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, regardless of gender, yeah, that's fucked. But they're acting like, 17? So young.
Yeah, it's not. Like, honest to God, like, dude, when I was in high school, the fucking people over there, they were fucking each other. Like, they were doing some. Like, by the time they were like 16, there was like some really slutty shit going on.
Yeah, I feel like 16, like, that's why I have always agreed with the age of consent being 16, because it feels like that's the age where most people are capable of this sort of stuff, and then some people start doing it. Like, that's when it starts. I feel like, you know.
It's like when puberty fucking, like, fully occurs at that point. You know,
that song, My Sharona. I'm looking up songs about underage girls.
Is there a list for that?
Yeah, there is. My Sharona.
FBI list.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that My Sharona is about the younger. Okay, never gonna. Lyrics. Never gonna stop. Give it up, such a dirty mind. I always get it up for the touch of the younger kind. Oh wow, that's interesting.
Oh God.
That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Like, man, like, dude, like, to be fair, like, you know.
What about the Neil Diamond song? The Neil Diamond song. There's the one on Pulp Fiction.
There's a Neil Diamond
song in that
movie. Oh
You'll
yeah.
Be a woman
Oh
soon.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
that was about, Rolling Stones had one. Stray Cat Blues.
Oh God, the one I mentioned came up too from the Beatles. Holy shit! I'm not the only one that sees that.
That's let's see the lyrics. I could see that you're 15 years old. No, I don't want your ID. You look so relentless and you're far from home.
Oh
God.
God.
No hanging matter. It's no hanging matter. It's no capital crime. Yeah.
It's Stray Cat Blues.
Yep.
Don't stand so close to me, the police. Oh God.
Really? Yep. Police are singing about this.
Tonight I'm gonna rock you tonight by Spinal Tap. You're sweet, but you're just 4 feet. Oh God.
What the fuck?
Walk this way. Oh shit.
You know, that could be interpreted as like a midget song, but you know, I doubt so. And you still got your baby teeth. You're too young, and I'm too well hung. Oh God.
What the fuck, baby teeth? Like, what the fuck is he doing? Fucking that shit. Like, that's. I think I have to draw a line somewhere. I think that's. You know,
I was gonna say that's not underage. That's like an infant.
Yeah, that's definitely like pedophile.
Yeah, but like that's what. I don't know. If you're gonna crack at Matt Gaetz for, you know, trying to bull a 17-year-old girl, then you might want to, you know, just get rid of history altogether, which is what probably what Democrats are trying to do. Well,
look at like history. Like, people got married like way young, like for today's standards, and they lived, you know, somewhat. That, you know, they still survived. Like, they produced our generation. It seems like the older the more advanced society gets, the older the age of consent tends to go. Because like I've heard people say, maybe we need to raise the age of consent to like 20 or 21. And I don't know, man. If you're too old, if you're too young to go and smoke and drink, how are you old enough to go and like potentially be having a child?
I mean, to be fair, the average individual has gotten way more immature,
That's because
at older ages.
I I think society does that to a certain degree, like we kind of baby ourselves. Like, dude, like back in the 70s and stuff, kids were, like people at like 17 were like signing up to join the fucking like military, like right after like high school.
Hey, it's
Like
never
World
too
War
young to draft your kids, but you can be too young to drink a beer.
Well, dude, then like World War II, people would lie about their age. Like I hear so many stories like people lying about their age of like 14, 15 to get into the military. Like that's insane. Like I don't know. Like I mean, they probably knew. Like okay, we know this guy's a kid, but he said he's 18 or whatever. So we gotta send him out.
Yes, you're not old enough to have sex, but you're young enough to vote. No.
Oh,
Back then, before I think Vietnam, you used to be 21 to vote. I think we should bring it back to that.
wait, it was 21 to vote?
I think it was.
I'll check that.
That was the big thing with Vietnam. Like they had the 21st or whatever. The one amendment was made after Vietnam. I think it varied by state, but in a lot of places you couldn't go and vote until you were that age, and people flipped out, and rightfully so, because if you can go be drafted, you should be able to go and vote.
Yeah.
Like I can understand that, but like.
Oh yeah, well, it used to be 21. I didn't know that. It's interesting. And the debate began during World War II, intensified during Vietnam. Yeah.
Yeah, that really picked up after Vietnam. Because like, yeah, man, it got me over here, man. Them, Charlie's got me, and he's poking me in the ass with his like shit sticks, and I still can't vote.
Yeah, you're sent to fight in a war that you couldn't even vote for whoever sent you there. That's just messed up to me. It's so messed up.
Like the whole draft thing, that's pretty fucked up. That lasts as long as it did. Like
Yeah.
I get it for like World War II, but for like Vietnam, like, and even like the Korean War, like we're going off to some like foreign land that doesn't even really pose much of a risk to the United States. Like,
Well, even with World War II, it's like there were so many people that were like signing up to fight. It's like even then, I don't know if you would have needed one. Say it only seems to get kicked in when they need it.
Well, see, I think that's a lot of like propaganda. Like I think that there probably was a lot of people who didn't want to go.
Maybe.
But like we just don't hear about it now because of how effective the propaganda was back then.
Well, I know we brought this up before, but the thing that's always shocked me about World War II is how we literally did the same things the Germans did, but to the Japanese. And that's like not a big deal. I mean, it kind of is, but like, we casually forget that. Even like the left like kind of rolls under the rug because it's their buddy FDR. But I'm like, do we realize how messed up that is? Where we took our own people and we put them in camps because of their country of origin?
A lot of them weren't, and they threw Chinese people in the camps too. They weren't even Japanese. It was like straight up fucking racist.
Jesus.
Just because they looked like Japanese,
Oof.
which I mean, for the average person, I can understand. It's not like they were throwing like Indians in the camps. Well, I mean, not those Indians, at least, like actual Indians. Like they threw the other Indians in other camps, but that was a separate issue.
Yeah. But it's like, how did the government get away with doing this?
Because propaganda.
I mean, what power do they have to take people out of their homes and put them somewhere else and lock them up? Is that some like martial law stuff?
It was the propaganda. They saw it as a threat, and like there's actually like one case in like Hawaii where like someone who was of Japanese descent did try to do something.
Yeah.
But that was like one case out of like a bunch of Japanese immigrants. Like it's pretty fucked, and it's like FDR did a lot of crazy shit too. Like he was like threatening to go and pack the courts. He was.
He was doing it before it was cool.
Yeah, like it was funny though because like of all the people who say like he would have a critique of that, fucking funny enough, Biden like actually before it came to his power to be able to go and do anything, he actually complained like that was bad to go and threaten that, but now he's like, oh, let's do it.
Yeah.
What a piece of shit. But that guy's.
That you haven't heard him do like in the news at all, like him doing anything. He's so.
Yeah, that's the funniest thing. Like, I remember when Trump was in office, like if he like fucking farted somewhere, there'd be like a news article. But like with Biden, it's like, what's he even doing?
I think that's why they love the Gaetz story, because it's like the next best thing to like having Trump back in the news.
Yeah, like honestly, I really do like. There's a number of reasons why I miss Trump, but like, so there's always something interesting going on. Like, actually, maybe like want to watch the news.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh, what? Like Biden's going on some sort of. Apparently, he's going, I think, to other states to go and like do a vaccine tour or something.
Oh God. What the hell's a vaccine tour?
I don't know. It's like to promote the vaccine. I don't know what the fuck he's even doing. Like, if it's just something he's doing nothing. Like honestly, it's almost like we don't even have a president anymore. Like whenever he does show up and have to go and talk, it always makes himself look bad.
That's the thing about him is like, I think he's like, I mean, I don't remember I don't know what it was like to be under Jimmy Carter, but he feels like worse than Jimmy Carter, where he's so just like non-existent. Like there's no presence to him. And I'm not saying that I mean, I probably am saying it from a biased perspective, but like objectively speaking, like there's so little news coverage, there's so little attention, there's so little action, there's no spicy tweets. Maybe again, I think a lot of people just didn't know how great they had it for the past 4 years. And then once they got taken away and all these thousands of illegals flood the border with historic, border crossings, and taxes and gas prices start going up, all of a sudden it's kind of like, well, Trump, wasn't so bad, was he? Or those like hyper nationalist people on the right are kind of like, yeah, well, he didn't go hard enough as I wanted to, but I do miss him. And there's people like me more in the middle. They're just like, God, I told you guys how good it was. We loved it.
It was always something interesting. I'd always be like looking forward, and Trump would go and talk to people. With Biden, it's just like whenever he talks, it's just so bad. Like they're trying so hard to go and like cover up the fact that there's something going wrong in the noggin with Biden. They're trying so very hard to go and cover that up.
Yeah.
And you see like,
well, look at that press conference. It was such an embarrassment.
He was like fucking falling up the staircase.
Yeah, he was falling up the staircase 3 times. And then even when he started doing it after that, he was having a little bit of trouble. And at the press conference, he didn't even know he was going to be having it.
Like when Trump like had to go get a glass of water, like he drank a glass of water somewhere, that was a news article. But for like Biden, he can be like having a seizure, and they'd be like, oh, Biden incorporates new, African dance move, routine to go in for like Black History Month. Like they'd make some bullshit up to go and justify like, oh, there's nothing wrong here. Like the media is gaslighting you. The mainstream media is gaslighting you about this president. It's wrong.
Well, this is actually interesting. When I Googled Biden, the first thing that comes up is nothing related to him, really. I mean, kind of is, but like very loosely. It's an article from Politico where Schumer says Senate will act on marijuana legalization with or without Biden.
That's like one of the easiest things that the Democrats could be doing right now. Like that is, I don't know why they're not pushing that.
Well, see, that's something Gaetz was smart on. He broke from pretty much all Republicans on this, where he voted for decriminalizing and I believe legalizing marijuana too. And his thing was, well, it helps extend more benefits for medical marijuana for veterans or something like that. Like there was a connection with that. It's a gimme. Like to me, medical marijuana specifically is such a gimme. It's free money.
Do you think even people care that much if you go and buy like a thing of marijuana? Like no one really even cares anymore. Like it is so like no one's gonna like except for like a handful of like fringe fucking voters. Nobody cares about marijuana. Oh no, the Democrats want it to. Like it'd be the easiest thing for Biden to go and put in there.
Yeah.
And that easy win. That's the easiest win, but he's too stupid to do it because he's too establishment,
Yeah.
or he's incompetent and he's not even listening to his handler.
Well, I think they might try to push for it under him, but I think it's still something that I think they would at the federal level decriminalize it before anything else, and then state by state they would slowly start more and more would be doing it, and then there might be a big sweeping federal legalization. But I think it's one of those things that still needs a little bit of time, but I think most people are kind of, unfortunately, it's getting normalized amongst a lot of people.
Well, how many
Yeah.
states have either legal recreational or decriminalized recreational?
That's a good question. I can actually look that up. Look at a map.
Because like it's becoming like every year too. Like I remember back in the day, it'd be like California had it for medical, and then Colorado was the first for recreational.
Yeah. Well, actually, there's a surprising number of states where it's legal, apparently fully legal. I'm actually surprised how many. It's Colorado, Nevada, Arizona, California, Washington, Oregon, Montana. I think that's Montana, Illinois, Michigan, New York, New Jersey, Vermont, Maine, and Connecticut. And Alaska and Hawaii. Or sorry, just Alaska.
Alaska definitely, which is I think I remember we had a friend from Alaska.
I was gonna
like,
say. So that's
Yeah,
one,
Hawaii,
two,
Hawaii,
three.
you could grow pot. I know in Hawaii you can grow plants if you have a license.
Yeah, they say
I
it's
think-
illegal for medical use there. And legal for medical use in every state except Idaho, and I think that's Kansas.
Well, you know what I'd be wondering too, like what? Because I know like plants they do weird things when they like live with like you grow plants near each other. What would happen if you have like a medical, you have like a marijuana grower in a place where it's legal, and let's say you have a tobacco plants near it? Would it
Mm-hmm.
be possible to go and like from a cross pollination or whatever to go and make like to have like marijuana like THC in there?
So what do you mean? Wait, can you explain again? I'm sorry, I didn't quite follow it.
Like let's say you have like a marijuana plant and like a non-marijuana plant next to each other. Would it be possible for that to be like cross like have a cross contamination with that shit?
Oh,
Or
I see.
like let's say you have like honeybees.
Maybe. I don't know, actually.
Let's say it was a border between like Montana and like Kansas or whatever. Like one where it's like legal for like fully legal and one where it's like not. And you have like a honey growery in like the other state. That'd be an interesting, legal situation.
Yeah.
Because I was told that like if the bees, they make honey with marijuana plants that creates like THC honey. Like there's like THC content in the honey.
That's weird. That's
Well, I mean,
interesting. I mean, it makes sense, but like I'm trying, like, it's just weird to see that kind of mix. Just think what
I
it'd
could
look
see that
like.
being, like, really useful for like sleepy tea.
Mm-hmm.
Just go and get like high off that. I mean, I don't know. It'd be nice if they made like I don't really care at this point. It's
a losing battle for social conservatism.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it
Unfortunately.
is. I'd like to go and see the mushrooms get legalized everywhere. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
That'd be real fun to have the more interesting ones done. I think marijuana is like the low hanging fruit right now, but I think you get some more good shit later.
And to correct myself, it's not Kansas, it's technically Nebraska. So Nebraska and Idaho are the only ones that's fully illegal, but Nebraska has it decriminalized. Idaho is the only state where it's totally illegal and not decriminalized. The other states where it's decriminalized are really ones that, mostly the ones with like full-on medical use, except like a few of them. It's not even decriminalized in PA, which is weird.
Well, like if it goes by it's your localities, so do it. Like I know in State College when I was there, I think they decrim. Like if you get marijuana violation, it's like a parking ticket.
Yeah.
Like, because PA's a Commonwealth and Commonwealths are fucking stupid in
It,
some way. Like, it's weird. It's a different type.
yeah.
But I heard they're going to be doing that soon. Like, I heard there was, I think it's going to happen within a year when PA, like, recreational will start becoming a thing. And, like, already it's easy enough to get a medical marijuana license.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, like, my brother got one. Like, I think if you have depression, you can get a medical marijuana license.
Damn.
You see how many people, like, and see, I sense that this could be bad for other reasons.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing.
No wonder people are getting like, oh, like it'll give you false data for depression. Like, oh man, dude, I'm so depressed, man. I need some marijuana, man.
Yeah.
Guy, doctor, man, you gotta give me some of that ganja, man.
My life is downward spiral, man.
Literally.
But it is PA is so stupid too because you can, my brother was telling me, he's like, and like people I know who have like medical marijuana licenses, you can't go and smoke weed out of like a fucking, a joint or something. You have to go and like either like vaporize it, bake it. Like you can't smoke it. Like that's still bad, but like you can vape it or you can like, eat it, but you just can't smoke it. And that was like a stupid thing by Wolf. Like, dude, if you got the marijuana, just let them use it however the fuck they want. It doesn't matter like you're gonna be inhaling it with fire or just through a fucking vapor.
Wow, you wonder how much cannabis is taxed in Oregon?
For what? How much?
25%.
I think that's bad. Look at how much cigarettes are taxed in fucking PA.
This is why they want to legalize it. The only reason is because they can make money off of it.
Well, how do you fucking tax that shit though?
Well, you can grow it yourself. Like at least with tobacco, like
Yeah.
growing tobacco, that's what killed off like a bunch of the virtual indentured servants because it was so hard to go and cultivate. But marijuana, man, like I knew kids in fucking elementary school could grow that shit.
Oh yeah, well you can of course grow it, but there is a lot of sales coming from these marijuana stores and all those little, I call them vending machines, but they're like what's the term they use for that shit? Like dispensary, yeah.
The vending machine. Like,
I know that. I know. I think of the term vending machine when I hear dispensary for some reason. It's the autism. But
see it.
What was that?
Yeah, because dispenser.
Yeah. And so it's, that's where they're probably raking some good dough from it. But with PA, it says on here, as of April 2016, medical use law signed by Governor Wolf, possession of 30 grams or less up to 30 days in jail and a fine of $500. More than 30 grams, a misdemeanor, up to a year in jail and a $5,000 fine. One thing I'd like to know, because I've heard conflicting things on this, is how many people are actually in jail for like small amounts of weed? Because like I hear that like thrown around a lot, but I never see any data like as to how many people are actually put in jail for that. I feel like it's not as big as people think.
Well,
No, it's not.
The other issue though is like people who've been who have that on their record.
Yeah.
Because I like that, because that'll prevent you from getting a job in a lot of different industries over something that's almost trivial at this point.
Right. Yeah. Well, we got on.
It's like that's the thing too. Like, I mean, I love I love the freedom to do shit, but like fucking alcohol, man. Like you can get pretty trash with that shit.
Oh yeah.
You can get pretty fucked up on the liquor too. It's like, marijuana will fuck you up too. I mean, all those things do things to you.
Exactly.
It's not bad, but like, I just think that if we want to live in a just society, the punishment for that crime isn't adequate. Like, I mean, it doesn't make sense. Justice isn't served when the crime doesn't match the punishment.
Yeah. You either go less or you go like 10 times harder. That's the only way I see it.
And it's not. Well, it doesn't make any sense. Like, it's like, how many people have overdosed on marijuana?
I hear that a lot. Supposedly it's none.
Yeah, you can't overdose on marijuana.
Yeah.
It's like how many people have overdosed on cigarettes? Like, I mean, I'm sure it's like, I mean, you can get an overdose on pure nicotine, but like an actual cigarette, like,
You can't.
No,
Yeah, true, but it'll give you cancer. So it's like,
it'll give you cancer, but like you want to overdose. It's not like alcohol where you can like. I've known people who've like gotten in the hospital because of like alcohol poisoning.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's all different shit with different bad things that come with it. But this is a story that I want to cover that I honestly am like, my level of care is low because I just don't care about sports, and I specifically don't care about baseball. But it is culturally relevant. It's interesting that MLB is going woke over this Georgia voting rights bill that we talked about last week, and we showed that there's literally nothing crazy in there. It's totally sane. It's totally rational. It makes a lot of sense. Love it or hate it, it makes sense for what it's trying to do. And it's not going to restrict voting. That's stupid propaganda, but effective, very effective framing of it, counter framing. And the MLB is pulling their all-star game out of Atlanta, Georgia. And what I find very interesting about this is even the little darling of the left, Stacey Abrams, in her home city, Atlanta, has gone, I really love their boldness, but, this is not good for my city because we want your money. So, don't really like this. But bravo, She you could tell she didn't like it.
I think it's stupid. Like sports is dying, especially now with COVID. Like and especially baseball. Like I've been to baseball. The only reason I go to baseball games is because I want to go and like drink some beer and like see some friends. Like I or like hang out with my family. But like I never go by myself because I love just going watching, baseball. Like it's probably one of the most boring sports out there. It's like right up there with golf.
I find golf more interesting than baseball, actually.
I don't give a shit about baseball.
The only thing I like about baseball is it's easy to understand.
Yeah. It's more fun to play than it is to watch.
Yeah, like, this person hits the ball. It's a simple concept. But like to actually get like super into baseball, like I mean, my cousin, like he really loves that shit. He actually plays it though. Like that's one thing. If you play it, like, oh, that's cool. But like to actually go and like watch it, like it's bad. Like at least with football, and I don't even like football. There's fucking strategy to it. There's physical contact. You're like beating it. It's like almost like gladiator sort of thing.
Yeah,
like
man, it's more Chad. I like it.
But like with baseball, you hit the ball with a stick, and you run to the bases. Not really much crazy plays you can do with baseball.
Yeah. I've never liked it. I've always found it boring. But why what do they think they gain from like saying, "Oh, we're not going to play in Georgia because of these mean laws that we don't like." Like what are they getting out of this? What's their logic?
The same shit that they get when like Colin Kaepernick kneeled at the football games during the anthem. It's virtue signaling.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they're doing this because I imagine if you're going to look at the people who watch baseball, it's not going to be like, it's not a primarily like liberal sport.
Yeah.
It's sports in general, like especially like, like baseball and stuff. I imagine there's going to be a lot more conservative valued people.
I think a lot of it is just like you have a lot of these globalist companies that are like they're looking to pull advertise. I think a lot of these people are looking to pull their advertisements anyway. They were just looking for an excuse to pull it. But I mean, I think these sports organizations are just leveraged. They're just leveraged into making these decisions, or with their like their corporate sponsors, like the globalist corporate sponsors. I mean, there's not. I don't think that their viewership and ticket sales don't really matter as much anymore, like as far as overall revenue of this. Like I mean, they account for something, but it's not like everything right now. So I mean,
where are they getting most of their revenue from?
Like a corporate sponsors,
Mm.
TV deals and corporate sponsors. That's where they get a lot of their
But
money
those
from.
do
I
come
mean,
hand in hand with the viewership and the ticket sales because
the
it's.
long term, yeah. The long term, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Immediate, no.
Mm-hmm.
Because their TV deals are based on like, well, they're usually based on bids and like viewership, like what they can, yeah, that's usually how it's determined. And but I mean,
Well,
but
you know,
those TV deals are down the road though. Like usually they're negotiated every couple of years, and they have like a collective bargaining agreement that's tied to it that determines what the players get paid and what the salary cap is, and it's all like interconnected. But that's so it's like a short term, uh, yay! It's like a quick short term hit, but like uh, it's a short term gain, but it's a long term hit because like we're seeing it with the NFL. Like it's not, they're going to feel it when this next CBA hits. So,
well,
and baseball will be different too. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry, Alex.
what, Phil, I feel that with this, though, this is like a marketing strategy, I think, for the baseball games because now they're in the news. People
Mm.
are talking about the baseball.
I actually
Yeah,
agree. I think it's a PR stunt.
yeah, because it's a short. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like a short gain, and like people aren't gonna. People don't think that they're going to be talking about this later. Like people think that they're just going to forget all about it
Which they
in
will.
a year or two, which maybe,
Yeah.
maybe not. Well, I mean, you're still talking like even after, like you look at the NFL with with that whole Colin Kaepernick situation, like they're still feeling it, right? They're still like the viewership's dropped, the attendance has dropped, and that was even before COVID. Now and their news their CBA is coming up, right? Like their negotiation with the players union. I mean, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna I think those negotiations are gonna be fucking really really tough. Just because I mean, you're trying to make money, but you're also trying to, you're also trying to keep the players union happy. Something's definitely going to give with football, and baseball's going to run into the same problem. Like that's what I'm saying. Short term, it's great for them, but long term, it's going to be it
Mm.
might not be so much.
Well, with the NFL too, like Kaepernick kept doing that and doing that and doing that, and other players kept doing it and doing it and doing it, and then there was the
Yeah,
Black Lives Matter protests, all these other things. With the
yeah,
MLB, I think it depends on if they keep doing stuff like this or players start doing stuff. If it's a one-time thing, I think they actually come out on top because, like Alex said, they're in the press. It's actually a smart publicity stunt because, I mean, it's wrong because the people that are getting hurt by this are actually the people in Atlanta, Georgia, because they're not having this literal tourist attraction that would be great to have right now when you don't have much going on coming to their city. So I feel bad for them in that. Like it's actually pretty wrong, but for the MLB's perspective, they can come out on top on it. But I think it's pretty messed up, especially when these businesses, these restaurants, they've been shut down by these draconian governors, these tyrannical governors everywhere. And then once they open back up, if they even open back up, it's slow. It's not the same. They're trying to make up like months of lost money. A little boost would be nice. But no, you can't have that. We'll take that away from you because we want to do a woke PR move, woke publicity stunt.
yeah. They're gonna. I mean, some of these, it, I like there will be long term, like there will be long term damage. It's just gonna be, you know, it's like you're giving that like you're getting a quick hit now, but you're definitely, you know,
Yeah.
the people that are like the people that are gonna, you know, the people that are gonna say fuck it are basically, the people that watch. the people that either watch these baseball games or the people that go to the games, or and you're talking about people that are paying outrageous prices for tickets to games, and
Oh,
you
really?
know which
Well, usually baseball's cheap.
usually
It's
yeah, but
cheaper,
I
but
paid
it's the
like
cheaper.
All-Star
I paid
game.
like $30,
But but
for
but this is the All-Star game. They probably
Right.
jack them up. And interestingly, this is CNN, so it's funny they'd mention this, that the MLB's decision to move its All-Star game out of Georgia will have $100 million impact on the state, tourism officials say. 100 mil gone.
maybe
Mm.
make like a Southern League.
Redneck
Like
baseball.
well, no, just like ones with like states, like an organization that won't be so cucked.
Eventually, you're going to get to a point. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say quickly that the bigger picture to this is kind of what you're alluding to, which is that culture shift will eventually happen if people aren't lazy, and it's that we will turn off woke stuff. We won't buy from woke companies. We'll buy from base companies or just politically neutral companies. We'll support politically neutral stuff or base companies. That's where I see things going. So of course, except with tech, that's a whole nother discussion. But when there is the option for an alternative, people will flock to it, or they'll just turn off the woke stuff if they can. If they can, that's the key part. Because not everything you can, escape.
I mean, you could, but it'd be tough and like unfeasible for a lot of people.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you could go and live out. You could go and live out in the woods and be a farmer or farmhand. There's a lot of shit you can do. Live out in an RV if you really wanted to.
There's going to be a point where you're going to have to fight like the globalist corporations.
Yes.
Like it's coming. Like you can't like because they're clearly like the globalist corporations are clearly going into the direction of like an anti-American pro CCP kind of narrative, right? They're going in that direction. So you're like if we're gonna try to keep our America intact, we're gonna have to like start, but like you have like with the All-Star game, you had these companies like Delta and Coca-Cola and all they're protesting like, look, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out, and I mean these are corporations that like and this is a lot. There's a lot to tackle because like like the CCP has infiltrated pretty much everything as far as corporate America goes, like from from its supply chain to the institutional investing to all like it. There's a whole lot, like with social media, same thing. Like the majority of majority of the ownership with Twitter is institutional investing. Like they're not gonna they're gonna be going in the anti-American direction because most of them most of those institutional investors do business and take Chinese money. Like they're not gonna like that's an incredible amount of leverage on any corporation. So I don't know. If we're gonna reverse this trend, right? This trend that we're on now, and especially if the GOP is going to survive, it's gonna have to buck those freaking globalist corporations.
Yeah, I agree. That's the war that needs to be had, and that's why I love when I see Trump telling people to boycott MLB, boycott all woke companies, because boycotting can work if enough people do it, and that's what we need, and that's you can only hit them where it hurts, and where it hurts is their money.
I mean, it really doesn't. I mean, I don't fly Delta because it's a shitty airline anyway. Like I haven't for years, so I don't think like if I say I'm boycotting, it's like, well, who gives a fuck about that guy? He hasn't been flying with us anyway. like, or any Coke products, right? I mean, it's like, who cares? Who cares about that guy? But if you get enough people, to do it, then it'll matter. But like,
See, Coke's probably the hardest one to hit. Like, I could see hitting Delta, you know, them feeling it. I could see other companies feeling it. Coke is like, it's global. It's huge.
yeah. Well, I mean, there's other stuff too. I mean, there's
Like
other
they could
stuff.
change their U.S. strategy for Coke.
What was that?
They could change their U.S. strategy at least for Coke.
Yeah.
Pepsi's better anyway.
I mean, they're all like, dude, fuck sodas.
I know, no,
I'm on
don't
the
drink
soda
like,
bandwagon.
yeah.
It's just sugar water. Like, you don't need it.
I mean, I've cut, like, over the last couple of weeks, I've cut soda out of my life, and it's been fantastic.
Dude, the only time I drink soda is if I'm going to the movie theater and I haven't been, or like, movie theater or something like that. I haven't been to the movie theater in like a fucking year.
Yeah.
And maybe if I'm gonna drink some rum, I will have some Coke with that.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been a soda person at all. I know Trump is, which is funny, and I love that one tweet where he was like, it's a classic one where he's like Coca-Cola has made this stupid decision, do X, Y, and Z. I'll still keep drinking their shit or something like that. It was funny. I'll have to find it, but soda is extremely unhealthy for you. It's what I hate seeing is a lot of kids like drinking it so young, but at the same time, I'm also the type of person where it's like, man, you only live once. I guess if you like it, why not? But I've never been a fan, and I know it's gonna sound weird and cocky, but like I've never ever liked carbonation, and when I get that, it feels weird. It's like I'm thinking about that. I'm not really tasting the drink, so I'm not having any fun enjoying this. And if I wait for the carbonation to be gone, it doesn't taste good. So I'm like, I was just like, no, soda's not for me. I don't like it. No fun. I'll just keep my straight 1% low fat milk, white milk. It's the best stuff you can find other than water.
You can have skim milk.
Skim milk.
I can't do away with carbonation though, because then that rules out beer. We can't have that.
Whoa, there's carbonated beer.
Yeah, and they do all beers like.
Are you fucking high? All beer is carbonated.
You're talking to the person that's never had it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know these things.
Well, go buy one of those like fake beer things that they sell at the store.
Go shake a beer bottle and then open it and see what happens.
Yeah, that's true. It does blow up.
Yeah, that would be carbonation.
Yeah. Hey, I learned something.
That's the question. Was beer always carbonated?
I didn't think it was.
Well,
so
no,
maybe.
Of course it is. Like, I know it's carbonated, but was it always that way? Like back in like the AD times, like, because I guess it like the yeast or whatever. I guess maybe that creates the carbonation with it. Though I don't know. I'm not like a beer historian.
You're not a beer scientist.
Like I know, like wine always has that, like, like wine. Like I guess
that's not carbonated. I know that.
Well, I mean, unless you get champagne.
Yeah, that's true. See, the reason I never thought beer is because it's gonna sound autistic, but like, hear me out. As somebody that doesn't drink the stuff, so yeah, I have a weird perspective on it.
You never had like a sip? Your dad never gave you a sip when you were a kid or something?
No. Yeah, I don't know that I want it, but it's like, yeah, I know you could see a bubble, but I know it sounds really weird, but I would have never thought it was. Like, I know the beer bottles can explode and all that shit, but the autism puzzle pieces just didn't connect. I always associate it with a soda thing, so I think that's why I thought that.
Yeah, no, it does what it does. It's got that carbonation.
Is it as much as soda? I'm curious. Or is it the same?
I mean, it's carbonated,
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure I don't know if there's anything to really measure that sort of thing. I get maybe. I mean, I guess there's some weird fucking way to measure it, I'm sure, but
the CO2 scale, CO2 per meter. Oh, we have Hobo in the chat.
Oh, hi, Hobo.
Hobo says it's a fad. I think he's referring to the woke stuff, not carbonation.
It's been going on for a while.
I was gonna say it's a quite long-lasting fad, which I'd call it a cultural trend. Then
I call it like herpes. You know, it's a long-lasting fad.
yes,
Mm.
it's cancer.
Yeah, that'd suck having herpes, man. Oof.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. And then you got the players that are like, they want to get sponsors. They get sponsorships and shit like that too, and so they're more loyal. A lot of them are loyal to they're loyal to the money.
Yep.
So you know what direction they're going in. I know LeBron said something on Twitter.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
That guy can't stop being woke.
He would have. I mean, he normally I think he would have said something like in person, but unfortunately, his lips are placed ever so firmly on the ass of Xi Jinping.
Yeah.
So
such a China shill. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah.
Like when people are worried about like X country and Y country influencing America, I'm like, look, China is influenced us so much that they're literally getting the freaking LeBron James, one of the biggest basketball stars of all time, of the NBA to shill for them. Like, it's so bad. This is random, but I just saw this on Axios when I was looking at the story we were just talking about. Amazon walks back denial, acknowledges issue of delivery drivers urinating in bottles.
Dude, oh no, we need to talk about that. That was a big thing that's been going on.
Wait, what?
I think with not with that, but the whole like unionization thing with Amazon.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm all for it. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, dude, fucking pro Amazon unionizing, because like apparently like they were doing some shady ass tactics to get these people to like not unionize, like forcing them to go to these like meetings, like telling them, like what the disadvantages of forming a union, like basically trying to go and intimidate them. Like apparently people were like, watching people who had like union, like they were discriminating against people allegedly with the union like paraphernalia on at work, like pro union stuff. They set up like a poll booth on the premises so that people can deposit their vote in there.
Oh my god.
Stuff like that. It's like, and for that, like they were legally told that you can go and mail it anywhere, but they set up that one at the office. It's like, I think that something shady's gonna go on with that. That's like having the voting booth at like the politician's house.
Yeah.
It's like, I wonder how that vote's going to turn out. Oh, it's very, very anti-union, huh? That's interesting.
Yeah, they're very terrified of it, even though they try to frame themselves as progressive and all that. They really don't like it when it happens to them. They don't want to get unionized. I think it's hilarious. I love it. I think they should do it. It's like maybe it's one of the ways you can kind of hold these oligarchs accountable a little bit.
I agree. I think that we need to go and see these companies will talk so much about like how progressive they are, but when it goes down to it, they don't give a shit about your politics.
Yeah.
And I think they're perfect. Maybe they would stop being so pro-communism if they actually saw, what it's like to live under a union. And honestly, I wish that like we could have a right-wing sort of like union set up at these companies. Like that, like have it so, fight to go and keep it made in America. Fight against, like you can still do like some of that stuff, but like make it mostly like allow, like don't have people get fired for what they talk about on their off hours.
America first unions.
We need a right-wing union squad.
Yes. That'd be funny.
Instead of the Teamsters, it'd be the Trumpsters.
What was that?
Instead of the Teamsters union, it'd be the Trumpsters.
Yes. I mean, can you form, like, I don't really understand how unions work because they're all kind of different. But can you form, like, multiple unions under, like, one company?
I think there there's like one union usually, like, or at least at the like location. I think they might be.
Well, I mean, you can. I mean, it's just it depends. I mean, it depends on how big the company is. You could have. I mean, you could. I mean, you could have like in the medical and like in the medical industry, you could have a doctors union, a nurses,
That's true.
uh, uh, fucking house the housekeepers or something like that. I don't fucking know. Like, yeah, you can have multiple units. Just depends on the size of your shit. Because ultimately, there's the power is in the size of the union. That is where the power lies. Like, because if three people fucking protest, well, fuck you. We'll replace you by lunch. But like, no, if you got like half the company that's like unionized, then you're really, that's where the negotiating power happens.
Oh yeah, they can be strong too. Like shit, when my dad, he was in like that AFL-CIO union.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think he had to go pay anything for his like medical care, like for the entire family. Like we had no medical bills. The fucking union took care of it.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Interesting thing I'm noticing, by the way, about these protests for the unionization of Amazon, pro-union, they have printed signs of like the same sign, multiple of them. So somebody's paying for this. Who is paying for this, though?
I think the union that they want to have represent them, it's not just an Amazon union. It's a union that already exists, but will be introduced to Amazon if they're allowed to. Because they realize, because like the union members, they pay union dues.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how they get their money, is from the dues. And then I guess like from negotiations or whatever. I'm not a union expert. But, that union already exists outside of the company, like outside of Amazon, and they just want that, like, it's like look at like I mentioned the AFL-CIO. That's like a huge union out there. I think for like was it like telecom workers or something. I know like like, I know they do like Verizon. I think like maybe Comcast, and they'll do like other like local like other ISP sort of things, and like I think telecommunications in general. So like this is a separate organization that it's almost like a fucking parasite when you think about it. Like it's sort of, it sort of invades the company.
Bruh, this is crazy. Look, so a representative quote tweeted someone talking about this, and he said paying workers $15 an hour doesn't make you a progressive workplace when you union bust and make workers urinate in water bottles. So this is what Representative Mark Pokin said, who is, he's got his fucking pronouns on his profile. He's from Wisconsin. Amazon News, verified account Amazon News, replies to his tweet with this, okay? This is Amazon's PR team right here. This is what they say to him. You don't really believe the peeing in the bottles things, do you? What?
Dude, it fucking happens. Like I had a friend who used to work at Amazon for like a week, and the way they did their like lunch breaks was like fucking insane. Like, or for their bathroom breaks, like they give you 5-minute bathroom break, and that sounds great. But when the bathroom's 3 minutes away, one way, on the other side of the fucking warehouse, you have like a -1 minute to go and take a piss.
Like, is Amazon hacked? Are they trolling here? Like, do they realize the lack of self-awareness? And this is just the first line where they're like putting this condescending tone, like, oh, you don't really believe that, do you? And then they say, if that were true, nobody would work for us. well, that's funny. The truth is that we have over 1 million incredible employees around the world who are proud of what they do and have great wages and health care from day one. We hope you can enact policies to get other employers to offer what we already do. Really? Okay. If people didn't, if that was happening, nobody would work for Amazon. Nobody would work for Amazon. I don't think that's how it works, Amazon. I think some people don't have much of a choice, especially in today's market.
I knew someone who was like a felon, and that was the only job they could get was like working in warehouse.
Yeah.
There's people out there with records, and I mean, thankful. Like, I mean, I'm happy that they provide you an opportunity, but you shouldn't be fucking exploiting your workers like that, making them piss in bottles, because that's a thing. It's been known about for years. The
Well,
warehouse
and
work.
this is where they deny it, but then they backtrack it later, and Amazon kind of goes, "Oh, wait, it actually was happening." Amazon's the scummiest company probably out there, the biggest and the
No,
scummiest.
they're
Dude.
not the scummiest
Oh,
company. Let's be real, but
Well, what I'm saying
like
is
they're one up,
they're
one
getting
up.
there.
Yeah,
dude, Cutco's pretty bad. Comcast is pretty
yeah.
shit.
I mean,
Well,
yeah, you
Hey,
got a lot.
Comcast, you can't dethrone Comcast. They take the cake every year.
Shit too. Like don't even know the fucking game companies, man. Those places are like shit to work at.
At least they give us games.
But Amazon gives you like how do you get your games to your house?
Digital download.
Well, without digital download, like how do you get your game system to your house? How do you get half your shit to your house?
GameStop, bitch.
Oh god. Well,
Can't
no, but like
stop, won't stop.
they do their like Amazon
No, I
shitty,
know
but
what you mean.
fucking EA, man, like, and even like CD Project Red, they're pretty bad with their conditions over their office. Like, but all game companies do it. Like, it's an entire industry wide thing for the gaming industry.
Yeah.
With they have like major crunch times that can last like fucking 6 months or whatever, and then they have massive firings after the game gets released.
Oof. Oof.
Like, man, I wouldn't want to work in that industry.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Like,
I know EA's notoriously terrible. And
software developers, because like software developers, you can make a shit ton of money working anywhere else. Like they're one of the highest paying jobs. Like I've looked at Blind before, and I've seen people making like crazy, like $400,000 plus, and then they
mhm.
work at a game company, probably making significantly less than that, working crazy hours, doing crunch time. Like it's that industry's pretty scummy. But then you have places like Cutco too. They're pretty scummy too. Like
Well, it depends on what you mean by scummy because yeah, like Cutco's a scam, and there's a lot of other really bad shit out there, of course. But Amazon is a different beast in the sense that they treat their employees like shit. Maybe not as shit as other companies, but they also have this massive influence on the government. They have a lot of lobbying power. They're tied to China big time, and of course, there's other stuff like what we're seeing now with that's coming out, of course, in the news. But they're also pretty much, I don't want to say a monopoly, but like they're getting insanely big, and they're becoming a company that a company we've never seen before. So the scumminess can like take a different degree.
well, you see like how Amazon treats, or not Amazon, Walmart treats its workers.
Yeah, I've heard some interesting things on that.
There was like documentaries back in the day that was like the evil empire, and then Amazon disrupted that. Which is like funny because they're both sort of like they're both terrible companies.
Yeah.
But they also offer like even Walmart like these days like they offer pretty good wages, but like man they're pretty bad. And then like McDonald's like they did some pretty. When I see like they offer like scummy benefits too. Like a lot of these big corporations they don't really treat their employees that well.
Yeah.
Like corporations with like high turnover, like entry level positions, like stock, like doing stocking or like cashier positions. Like, dude, fucking retail, man. I I think everyone should work retail like once in their life, like retail or fast food, because that's like one of the most like bullshit positions out there. But you need to get that experience. It's like work. I also think everyone should work fucking midnights once in their life too. After dealing with that
I know
myself, just
you loved it.
oh yeah, like I mean, I think it's important for people to go and realize, we live in a 24/7 world, and what's like when because if I ever get to a position where I manage a 24/7 company, bet my ass I'll treat the people who work on off shifts with respect.
Yeah.
Does that, but I also think working retail, working the food business too, like all these things are important to understand. It's important to be able to go and see what it's like in some other people's shoes. I think, as a person to go and like work retail once or like work a fast food job once, that'll help you understand like how these people live. Because I couldn't imagine like I used to go and work at the creamery, I worked at like an ice cream place. And that was tough. That was probably one of the most fast paced jobs I've ever worked at an ice cream place. But like that's not even the worst. Like people working like McDonald's, like that would suck. People working like at Walmart, that would suck too. Like having to go and deal with customers, having like customer service.
Dealing with the public is frustrating.
Oh
Very
yeah, and being
frustrating.
like the bottom bitch at like a cashier level, like that's really tough too, because they could say one thing to your manager, you can get your ass fired.
You could
Yep.
always do OnlyFans.
Yo, did you see how much the Cash Me Outside girl is making for
Yeah.
OnlyFans?
It was like $1 million in 6 hours or some shit. It was crazy.
Oh my god, that's so bad. She has an OnlyFans now.
Yeah, I don't even think she even needs to use it. Like the rate
Yeah,
she's making.
How old is she?
She just turned, I think, 18, which is when you're allowed to use OnlyFans.
Oh,
Yeah, she earned $1 million in 6 hours. Yep, can confirm.
I'd check that before you watch that on the stream, because I don't know. If
Well, I ain't pulling up her OnlyFans. I'm not paying for that.
She just turned 18.
Go to Fortune, you can find that shit for free. They always do those leaks.
Probably.
Yeah, that's true. Cash her online. Breaks OnlyFans record. Jesus. Speaking of that actually made me think of something.
Dude, her Delphine are getting into like a bitch fight.
Oh, really?
Well, I could see it, man. Like because like Belle Delphine used to break some fucking records still.
On Twitch. And probably OnlyFans.
Yeah, I knew she had an OnlyFans. That's where she broke records, and I don't think it was Twitch.
Really?
Oh yeah, like her Twitch, like her OnlyFans, man. Like she's really popular, that Belle Delphine.
I know. Yeah, it's true. Her, because I always thought her Twitch was where she. Yeah, no, that makes more sense. I was thinking about it backwards.
Someone should look into her family. I wonder if like her parents did something like badass. South Africa, like doing some like crazy shit.
Oh god, her Instagram is borderline OnlyFans. Jesus Christ.
Like, she fucked up. She should have never released the pornography.
Yeah.
Because that just like once you do that, it's like
there's no going back.
Yeah, like especially like a hardcore pornography, because like that was the thing. It was like the chase. It was like chasing the dragon. And then you go and like catch and you see it's this like girl with a wrecked pussy getting fucked,
See, like I thought her like gamer girl bathwater thing, as cringe as that was for people paying for it, like she makes actually probably unintentionally a valid sort of troll, I guess you could say, which is like people have gotten so low that they are willing to spend money on that. But then she like almost is like taking it seriously. She's like, wait, if they pay for that, what if I actually do something that's actually, of what they're really looking for? And then she does porn.
Yeah, but like once you do that, like I remember there was this podcast with like that Max Mofo guy on it. It was like Cold Ones or something. They got her on there, and I think they mentioned that like once you go porn, like you better do it for some high ass money. That better be like multi-million-dollar porn, because that's worth because she could do it. At least she could have. But now that the cat's out of the bag,
Yep.
like with the porn, it's her value's only going to go down from there. It's like a one-time high. That was like the peak. Unless she can go and like pull some sort of like amazing talents out of her ass, like she's going to be only downhill from there. And being, what is she, like 21?
Well, she can pull a lot of things out of there.
How old is she?
She is 21.
21. Like, do you know how that must feel like at 21, knowing that you're worth more now than you'll ever be for the rest of your life?
Yeah. And she's 2 years younger than me.
You know how depressing that must be? Like going past, like, because most people, they go past that hump at like, in their 50s or something. But for her, that's in her 20s.
Yeah.
Like, dude, that's fucked. And she spends her money like an idiot now. Oh yeah, that was the one. Yeah. If you spend that money like now and she doesn't invest it properly, which I doubt she will, she's gonna be fucked. She's never gonna be able to go and have like a decent husband, most likely. You know.
You know, it says on her early life here, it says she was born in South Africa. She was raised in a devout Christian household. Funny. After her parents' divorce, she and her mother moved to England and settled in Lymington, Hampshire. Oh, so it's a single mother. All makes sense now. She attended.
Watch her like be some badass like fucking like South African like SADF guy or something. like somebody who like did some like crazy shit during apartheid or some shit like that, and then like she's just like selling her ass over there.
She's probably like loosely related to Ian Smith.
Oh
She attended
gosh.
Priestland School but dropped out at the age of 14 due to, this is amazing, being bullied online. How does somebody that pretty get bullied online?
It's girls.
That's
Girls
true. They're
are-
mean. They can be very
Yeah, I
mean
mean-
to other girls, so I see it. Around this
Probably
time,
called her
she
a
was.
slut, and it's like, well, you
Yeah, they were ahead of. They were probably ahead of her time there. Around this time, she was treated for. Wait for it. Depression.
I'm not mean to girls, Nate.
Scott. She found work as a waitress, babysitter, and barista.
God, I would
Who the fuck is gonna leave their kids with that?
dude, I would love to have that shit's my babysitter.
No,
Not gonna lie.
yeah. If that's your babysitter, CPS should be coming and taking away your kids. Like fuck that shit.
Song that like fat bottom girls or whatever, like such a Nazi nanny. I'd fucking love that shit.
She'd probably start streaming like, "Hey guys, I'm in the Richards household on 196 Southfield Lane." Like doxes them, and it's like, "Hey, I'm with the little ones, and we're gonna play a
Yeah, you
game
could-
together."
You could tell like there's some like she made like okay, so she made $1 million in the first 6 hours of her shit. Like like her subscription, it looks like I'm looking at an article here. It's what, $24 or $23.99 a month. I'm like, first, okay, why? Why would you pay like even OnlyFans? Like, why would you pay that much money a month to see sketchy pics or videos or whatever? Like, you realize porn is like
Free.
available for free, right?
They think that they have a relationship with her. It's not. It's like going to the strip club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh, you mean you get to DM whoever the fuck her works for her is? Oh, that's nice.
Like, see, with that bad baby girl, I think it's different because she was all like, you could tell she was fucked up from the beginning. But like, if I was Belle Delphine, like, I would have had a manager or something, or like, no, you shouldn't have done it. But like, I would have managed myself, and I've been like, you know what? If I'm gonna release a porno, it's gonna be a lesbian porn because at least people would still like buy my bathwater after that shit. You know, like
Guys
people
would love it.
like no, like it because it wouldn't like quote unquote like sully her for the incels.
She would still be pure to them.
Yeah, and she'd still be able to go and like sell her other stuff, and people they would like increase the excitement. That's what I would have done. Like, man, I should be a fucking porno manager now.
I'm taking a look at it. I'm taking a look at this shit, and excuse me. Okay, I'm taking a look at this shit, and I see like porn stars on it, which is retarded. Like,
Wait, you're on OnlyFans right now?
if you're paying, huh?
You're saying you're on OnlyFans right now?
No, I'm looking up most popular OnlyFans sites.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah, I'm not paying for that shit. Get the fuck out of here.
I thought you had a friend who was an expert on OnlyFans.
Yeah, I got to talk to him about that shit.
He's probably going board to sub man.
No, but you know what? He's kind of thrifty too, so I highly doubt that he would like invest in that. Like,
Well, I thought he invested in Belle Delphine's porno.
Yeah.
no, he fucking looked that shit up on. He found it on one of the free sites because I guess it was leaked on one of the free sites, so he got it. So that's how.
porno. It's the easy, like that's the easiest thing to go and like leak.
Yep.
Like, you know, I don't even
Well, I
like.
mean, you could, like, yeah, like you can, you realize, like, if you put your shit on OnlyFans, people could fucking, there's ways where people can download that shit and then like put it out there. Like, it's not like, you know, you're on the internet. Like, there's ways around that shit. People can fucking, even if you post videos on YouTube, there are ways where they could download download that shit, like, and then it's, you know, they can leak it whenever they fucking want to. That's like, look, you know, that's like with because yeah, we had a conversation about that shit. You thanks for reminding me. Yeah, we had a fucking conversation about that shit when the Bella Delphine thing happened. I was like, oh man, he's like, Bella Delphine has a video. I'm like, look, I ain't fucking paying. I ain't paying for this fucking OnlyFans shit. And he sends me the link to fucking some porn site that already had it. I'm like, okay,
Don't worry, man. I got you covered.
yeah,
Like I just gone to 4chan and shit. Like you can find like
Yeah.
any like on that fucking.
yeah.
web. I can even get my Carfax shit for free from 4chan. I love that shit.
Wait, you
Yeah.
can?
Oh yeah, you go into like auto and there's usually someone with like the business subscription on there, and they'll go and like you give them your VIN number and they'll go and like give you the Carfax report
I don't know if I give somebody on 4chan my VIN number.
with your VIN number.
I don't know. I don't trust 4chan.
Do they? What can they do with it? It's not like like what are they gonna do? Like put a police report for a car that they never owned? It's not like guns and stuff where there's like a serial number and you don't usually have like an ownership title with it. You know, it's
Yeah, but seriously, like those kids, those young kids end up being super fucked up. Like when they get like older, it almost never ends well for them. Like mentally, like they're always fucked up.
Oh
Like,
yeah, because I mean, look, how many normal kids don't do this at this age? You know, Belle Delphine, Bad Baddie, you don't do this, and there's a reason. And it's like child actors; they get flung into that universe. And with these two, they're getting thrown to this universe. And I mean, just think of how many times these people are gonna get like touched by the wrong people, let alone like
Yeah,
the
they're
industry
gonna
they're in.
how are you gonna get a
I'm sorry, they're gonna follow. Look, and most of these people that follow these young people are perverts.
Yeah.
Well,
Perverts.
how are you gonna get a fucking husband, like a
Yeah.
decent husband, if like unless they're in the porn industry and they're gonna have their own problems? Like how the fuck you gonna expect to find a self-respecting husband who's like you're gonna be walk like and as a man it's like you're walking down the street and everyone's seen a picture of your wife's like vagina getting penetrated by like two dudes at the same time and like smacked on the face with someone's dick. It's like honestly that would be. That'd be terrible. It's like one thing if you're like a really hot wife and but like she's not a fucking porn actress. But like when it's a porn actress, like, oh, I've seen your wife's pussy. How's it doing? It's like, I mean, no one's gonna say that, but like they're gonna be thinking that. It's like, oh, I've seen you in that film before. And then like heaven forbid you ever get like kids or whatever, you ever have kids and it's like, even having sex with them, it's gonna be like, my God, like especially if she's like in porn, it's, oh, she's gonna compare me to like fucking Ron Jeremy's cock, it's, because I mean, God, like you banging in the porn industry, there's like hundreds of men,
Yeah.
your body counts to be like you're gonna be self conscious of that as a man. It's be like, that's why I say it's like it'd be fun to go and date like a porn actress.
Fun.
It would be fun to go and date a porn actress, but not marry them. It would not
Yeah.
be wise to do that.
Well, see, too, the other thing to keep in mind is, like, I was actually watching this a little bit because it came on my recommended this, like, one actress that was in some of the films and won, like, an AVN, and she is only, I think, 27, and I don't know if she's still doing it or what, but, she's already had massive depression, she's cut herself a lot, attempted suicide, major issues, and her husband, he's like just as messed up as her, and she's like, and I'm happy with him. I'm like, yeah, I can see why he's just as like messed up as you. So it's like that's what you're gonna have to lower yourself to. The bar of like what you're gonna settle for is so low. Because
Well, can you imagine, it being a porn actress and having children, and then like them going to school or something? They'd be like, "Hey, I saw your mom. I masturbated to your mom into pornography."
oh god.
Like, how like much like the kids would be teased? Like, you'd have to take them to like a fucking special school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've already seen, like they've seen their mom do fucking crazy shit. Yeah, that's got to be like, that's got to warp that kid's mind like forever.
Or like, we fucked up, like, your kid or whatever, you're like, Bill, so like, I'm gonna send you like some douchebag kid. So it's like a fucking message. It's like, oh, it's a new pornography, and then he doesn't realize it's his fucking mom. He starts fucking jacking off to her, and then he's like, that was your mom. Like, what the fuck? Dude, that would be like such a fuck, dude. That would be nuts. But like you'd like the kids would be, and then like your parents. Can you imagine? Like I know like her like Belle Delphine in the interview, like her mom wasn't happy about that, and that was before the pornography.
Mm-hmm.
I can only imagine like how like fucking disappointed her entire family is with her life choices, because
Dude, they're both from South Africa, right?
I think the dad was from South Africa and like the mom was from England.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe I know she did. Belle was definitely born in South Africa.
Yeah, I mean, I just imagine that like for her family to go and see that, like no matter where you're from, like there's never really a good culture like where your parents be like, oh, I see you're important, good on you. Like no, because it's a degrading sort of thing.
It destroys women. Mel for Life says, "Who needs OnlyFans when you have only sads?" Aw.
Who was you got? This John Hardy is who? What's this? Advertisement. That sounds.
Oh, you ever seen the ad on the side there? Yeah, it's actually a nice ad. There were some nice ads. I'm probably don't have the money to pay for that. So sorry, Mel for Life, not getting any anytime soon. But
that was like a gay porno fucking thing. Like, is that like female shit? Like who would name that shit John Hardy? It sounds, like John's like the fucking dude who buys a prostitute, and Hardy's a fucking donor.
look at how much. So there was actually a screenshot breaking down like how much the what's her fucking name? I keep forgetting. It's Babby. Yes, we'll call her Babby. She made 757,000 subscriptions, 5,000 tips, and then this is the kicker: 267,000 in messages alone. You made 250,000 of people that just wanted to message you.
And where do you think that money's going?
Oh, I don't want to know.
Where do you? I mean, I can tell you, it's not going to be going into like, a savings like an IRA or wherever it should be going. It's going to be going into like fucking clothes and cars and all the maybe
Drugs.
expensive drinks. Like it's getting wasted. Like same thing I imagine with Belle Delphine. Like usually porn actresses aren't good financially savvy.
See, here's the thing that's interesting too is that Belle Delphine made $1 million in 24 hours, and Baddie, who's objectively not as good looking, made that much in 6 hours.
Well, the thing is though, is because she was famous from fucking Dr. Phil.
Yeah, she's a meme.
Like that's like let's say I don't know who would be.
And she just turned 18.
Yeah, like she's a celebrity. It'd be like a child celebrity. Like let's say if Miley Cyrus, instead of like doing that wrecking ball shit, she opened up an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a celebrity that became a pornography thing, and then like Belle Delphine was a pornography thing who was so prolific who became a celebrity.
Well, imagine if like a legit celebrity, like let's say like Miley Cyrus or someone, actually opened an OnlyFans. That would break the internet. Like not just like a meme celebrity.
I mean, yeah, I mean that would be interesting to see how that would play out. I mean, I'd be interested to see how that but why would they? If you're an actual celebrity, why would you degrade yourself in porn?
Well,
I mean, even like your stupid like slutty like music videos, like it's nowhere near as degrading as seeing her get like vaginally or like anally penetrated by someone and degraded like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big difference. Like God, like dude, like being there's a Netflix documentary, like I think it was a truth about porn or like after porn or something. There's all these porn actresses who talked about their experiences like with porn and after like leaving the industry, and like it's like tons of drugs, tons of depression, and like they're like I think one tried to become a teacher after that and they got exposed.
Oh
And like
God.
it's sad. I actually feel bad for these women because they probably weren't thinking about it, because as a attractive woman growing up, it's like, oh, this is an easy job, there's nothing wrong. I could just gonna sit there and I like sex, because who doesn't like sex? It's a biological factor, and then after they do it for a while, it's really bad too, because you make the most money like at the beginning, or usually around that time. And as you get older, the money starts going down. You have to do more degrading and disgusting things. Like it's not just, sex or, or like lesbian shit. You're starting to go and do like more intense things like double penetration, anal BBC,
The
like
the
thing.
DVDA shot.
Yeah, like you get like fucking mushroom stamps and shit like that. Like starts getting really degrading. You start making less money for that shit, and then people just stop caring. You start looking old. Not many people make it into like the MILF era. Like by the time you're 27, that year it's about retirement time.
Era, Jesus. MILF
Like,
era.
yeah, like how many like successful MILF porn actresses like that start out as like not MILF porn exists?
Yeah.
I don't imagine it's a lot, because I mean, sure, people like MILF porn, some of them, but not as much as like everyone fucking likes a hot, sexy, like young, woman.
Yeah.
But you get to like the MILF stage, it's like, that's a more niche market.
Well, it's funny because the day that this all went down, this happened, of course, before I think she broke the record that day. Representative Paul Gosar said, "Today I'm writing the U.S. Attorney General requesting an investigation to OnlyFans for promoting and profiting from online prostitution. I encourage the Justice Department to vigorously protect vulnerable people from platforms that promote coercive, immoral, and sexual activity. Investigate the thoughts." I'm all for it.
You know what's funny? Apparently, OnlyFans wasn't originally meant to be a porn website.
I know. Yeah. It was never meant to be, but this is what people use it for.
Yeah, it was originally meant for be like, like let's say I'm a music tutor, and I wanted to, and like you wanted to go and learn how to play the guitar, and it came from that to like strumming another, string,
Mm-hmm.
strumming some different instruments.
Stroking different instruments.
Yeah, it's crazy, and I mean, I don't know. I don't think that they're promoting prostitution. It's just porn, and I think internet porn should be illegal.
Well, it might be one of those things where, yeah, that's kind of what most of it is, but there may be a prostitution sort of like subculture on there, if you know what I mean.
How are you in prostitute? Like, I mean, if they are doing prostitution, that should be banned. And it's like the same thing with what you like. That was the one thing I did not like with Trump, was with the what you call it, the Craigslist. I don't think that he should have went after the Craigslist personal section.
Yeah, what did they do with that again? I was confused about that.
They took it down. Ever since then, they took down the personal section.
Why was it taken down now?
Well, because people would, they'd talk and advertise like they wanted. If you wanted to go and have sex with somebody, you post in the personals.
But what I'm saying is, like, what did the government do that like led to this being taken down?
You have to go and look. Like there was some sort of new law thing that, like, I think it was Trump who pushed it for like to combat what you call it, the sex trafficking, and they used it to go and apply to like websites like Craigslist.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that was bad. Like Backpages, yeah, that was pretty shady. That was a shady website. but like they have to go give clear guidance on like what. Yeah, I think that they should give more clear guidance on like what is and what isn't allowed. But like I know, like I never use like any of these websites to go and find sex. But I'd love to go and troll that shit on fucking what was it, fucking Craigslist. You'd find some hilarious stuff on there. Like it was disturbing, but it was like fucking funny. And like a lot of these people are like fucking married women, or like
I remember you showing me some of those. Like, oh, I need like somebody to spend the afternoon with. It's like Jesus. No thanks. Not gonna dive into
see
that.
people like ask to get like knocked up on fucking Craigslist.
Some of them were so blunt about like, oh, I want you to come over and like pin me down and do everything to me, make me scream. It's like, whoa, maybe not.
People were fucking like fat too, and I guess that's why they're using it. Like there were some like really just slutty people and like people that I can tell like they'd be like, oh, I want you to go, and I want a baby, go and fuck me and knock me up, and then like I imagine it's like a fucking welfare scam.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that, and like a bunch of these people, they were like fucking winning affairs. Like, dude, like some of those were funny though. Like they were like really funny, and then like you'd see these people on there, and like, and then now if you go to Craigslist, people will like advertise. They can't advertise in the personal section. They'll go and put in like other sections, other sectors like farm equipment, like hoe for rent. I've seen stuff and like all these like weird sections. It's just like advertising sex. It's like I need someone to go and work my wood. Like, woodworking section.
My wood needs some shaving. Needs some sanding.
I need someone to go and clean my pipes.
Oh my god.
Like I've seen that shit before, like, but they can't post the pictures anymore, so it's not as funny. But like, I mean, you can see some funny shit. Like, it just makes me sad. Like, I used to love just trolling that shit. Like, it was so fucking funny.
I think it might be funnier to troll now with all these innuendos, because you could like act like it's legit. Be like, oh yeah, I mean my pipes are really dirty. Can you come over and clean them?
You should go fucking see if you can find any on the fucking.
Give them brushes and shit. All right, the pipes are downstairs. Let's go.
Yes. Get to it. Come on.
Here, here's something interesting I saw on Twitter. PolitiFact is holding a multi-day virtual event to celebrate facts, with key speakers being Dr. Fauci and Brian Stelter.
Oh,
yes, that's right. Who knows more about facts than Dr. Fauci and Brian Stelter?
That's such a stupid idea for a day. Celebrate facts. Was it Fact Day? That is stupid.
I found one.
Oh no. How long did it take you? What page are you on? Page 2?
Just went to the photo section. Why the fuck is my thing set to London? Let's go back to US.
Oh, you want to get some tea baggers?
Oh my god. What do they have over here? I don't know why this is doing this over here.
Oh my god, look at this. Dr. Fauci's got the gamer headset. What is this?
I found another one.
He's got like the little headset on, a little mic sticking out. Look at that. Probably borrowed it from his son. I don't think I should open this link on stream, should I?
Which one?
Yeah, well, which one is right?
One doesn't have any
Was this tranny?
It's just in the what was this? This is in the beauty services section. Porno.
Oh, I bet there's a service, all right.
Looking for female trading buddy.
For all lovers from trannies. Is this a town? Want to try relaxing, erotic, different massage? Yeah, massages sound nice. Experience wit initialists or curious, private and discreet services for you delight. Can this person speak English? With this moment of pure relax, only appointment. Oh, so you can't just walk in and be like, "Hey, baby, let's go."
Oh my god, like this is just straight up. This is straight up like sex. This is looking for a big top, looking for good size top.
Dude, what are you talking about? This is funnier now. I think this is better.
I miss like it was better with the other stuff. He had some really funny shit. Let me go back to
This
US.
is
I
a
don't know
new
why.
type of funny.
Why is this saying
Open-minded and can help where hubby is unable to.
Oh.
Can accommodate or travel. Oh, good. I'm 49, large build, genuine and discreet, and open to all offers. Looking for some, what is this? Looking for some NSA fun over Easter?
No strings attached.
Oh. I was thinking of the National Spying Agency.
Well, that's not where that is. Oh my god. Baltimore fucking the Baltimore Craigslist. Oh boy, services.
I swear to God, Sean, you are the most wholesome person I have ever met in my entire life.
Oh, and see, the funny thing is, I know way more than me. Like, do you remember Andy from Turning Point? Christian Andy?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that, like, bad kid that's like, "Hey, Andy, you want to smoke?" You know, I feel like that kid at school when I'm around him.
Some drugs.
And I'm like, you know, I mean, like, I know most things, but I'm not, like, deep into it where I know every innuendo and every acronym. I'm not about that. Keep it classy. I love how this one's so straight up. It's like, me and my girlfriend are showing pictures and videos of her. Yeah, that's just pretty straight up. Ew, she's disgusting. What's on that shelf? It's like a mess.
Exactly. I'm trying to go like the one in Maryland's hard to go and find the fun shit with. Maybe there's like some sort of secret like code words I can go and look up to find the funny shit.
Oh, I bet there are. Look under the ivory section and the ebony section.
Let's see. Free. No, it's actual free random. Oh, that's good. That's a fucking free table. Oh my god, that's actually pretty good.
Is it?
I think. Oh god, let's look into housing. Rooms wanted.
Well, actually, I just saw an ad that's very interesting. I didn't know this was a thing. Do you remember the Hummer?
Yeah.
Did you know that they're making an electric Hummer now?
I heard about that. That's useless. That's the exact opposite of why you'd want a Hummer.
I know. It's kind of funky looking. My god, look at this thing.
What is this?
What did you find? Alright, what is this? Sissy? WM? Looking for a place to live. LGBT? Kink friendly? Oh, okay. I'm not looking for a hookup. Oh, really? You want I'm looking for a home. Yeah, sure. Yes, I love sex, but I need a place to live. Okay. Update. It is getting intense here with the lady I'm currently staying with. Oh, sense of urgency. I like that. Good sales method. Wait, so they're using WM for woman?
I think I'm not too familiar with homosexual LGBT jargon.
Is that what it is? Well,
sissy is like a effeminate male, I think.
What, sis?
Sissy, like you're a sissy boy. Like men who dress up in like women's clothes and.
I think it does mean woman. I think.
What?
Well, sissy white male.
Oh, I see.
Because SWM is single white male.
My God, I
Oh,
found a very interesting advertisement.
please post it. Your laughter's enticing white
I guess-
diapers. Owing Mills. Needing some used diapers. Let me know what you have, and if they're wetter, the better.
Fucking pamper cheese shit. Holy fuck.
Can't you do this yourself?
No, this is some fucking freak.
Shouldn't this person be reported?
I don't know.
I think so. Let's report his ass.
Oh shit, there's someone asking for Dr. Seuss books.
Yo, that's probably me.
Yeah, like that's pretty cool. Like that's.
Do you know
from the
how
diaper-
hard those are to find now and how expensive they are?
Yeah, I imagine they're going up in price.
You think cocaine's expensive? Try to get me some Dr. Seuss books.
Buying items.
Diapers.
Diaper.
That's so messed up.
Barney live in New York City VHS. Who the fuck just wants this random fucking Barney VHS tape?
Barney.
Here's some weird shit.
My brother's obsessed with Barney.
Like, there's gotta be some weird shit. I need to find another like diaper fucking wanted.
Yeah, that's a fucking. That Barney's a fucking pervert too.
Yeah.
Hi, kids. Do you want to touch my penis?
Oh my god. I remember people like my elementary school like, yeah, did you know Barney like drank on set? I'm like, what?
I don't know if he
No.
actually did. There's a lot of stuff that was said. Like,
I
don't
know. Yeah, I know. That's why I'd have to look into like what the lore actually is. But I remember that was everybody would always say that stuff and just ruin my memories.
Dude, this is pretty sketchy. I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty sketchy.
Oh boy, I'm afraid to open it. Wanted? Whoa. Is he selling a badge?
No, like they're wanting to buy a badge.
I'm looking to buy vintage police badges.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
God.
Chris is trying to get him do some scamming where they look like a cop.
Oh god, they're willing to. What is this? $123,000. How much are they willing to pay?
Yeah, I don't know. There's some weird shit in the one section too. I saw this.
Bro, you wanna know what co-produced Barney for the first 3 seasons?
Who?
Israel.
Israel. Oh, of course.
What in the world? This is why people have their conspiracies.
Red
Yeah, we're
Wigglers.
screwed
What the
up.
fuck is this? For my Red Wigglers for my worm farm.
Worm.
Okay, I thought this was
What's this?
something else.
Oh god, the picture they used. I've been
Is that like-
researching new ways to help focus during studies and found a few helpful helpers, but still need more help for what the. At first, I thought they want Adderall, and I'm like, nah, I want something else.
I'm looking for. Ooh, what else they got here?
How long did Barney and Friends
For
run?
blue full 7 encyclopedias.
Ah.
Yeah, we never talked about that the other week. A lot of people have these diabetic fucking things. These diabetic strips. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. If they're like reselling to, like,
That's shady.
probably reselling it to like insurance companies or some shit like that.
Well, one thing I want to talk about quickly before we close out and go down the rabbit hole of Craigslist any further is, have any of you heard of the new social media alternative to Twitter called BitClout?
No, man, we get another one every fucking week at this point.
Yeah,
Hi.
it does feel like that. BitClout is actually a very unique one. Very, very unique. And it's actually compelling, unlike most of these alternatives, in my view. BitClout is a decentralized social media platform. So it's blockchain, it's totally decentralized. But what's interesting about it is you can join it and you can follow people. But what you really go on this site to do is invest in people. I think that's the simplest way I can put it. It's also open source, apparently. I don't know how that works for social media, but with the investment thing, it's really interesting, is when you create an account. So let's say we create a Versa account on BitClout. Your account becomes a cryptocurrency. So somebody could go, let's say we have Hobo here, and he's like, hey, I like those Versa people. I'm going to go invest like in 20 Versa coins. And he can do that with crypto. The idea is these people will have incentives for people to invest in them. And it becomes like a crypto market, a crypto stock market, where instead of investing in companies and cryptocurrencies, you invest in Logan Paul, Elon Musk, and Versa Media. What I like about it is that since it's decentralized, it can't really be messed with a lot. And it has an incentive for a lot of people to use it, maybe abuse it too. But I think it's a really interesting idea. Like, it's the one that I've actually, the only alternative I've been interested other than really Gab.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that they win. I hope anything that's not the conglomerate wins. You know,
Yeah.
I hope that we can get different shit.
Because this feels like a proper like future for social media, where if it's decentralized, people can't mess with it, and you can invest in people and actually like, support people, but also get like an incentive. You know, it's like a reward for it, and also kind of, you know, people get that deserve it. You know, move up in there. I hope it can't get manipulated, but it's really interesting. I recommend everybody try it. I just joined it today. I heard about it before, but I didn't join it yet till today.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's the first time hearing of it. I really do wish that they have the best luck with that.
Yeah, Pamela Anderson just joined it. Yeah.
That's a fucking Pamela Anderson. That's weird. I just remember her from fucking Borat.
Well, she is very big on freeing Julian Assange, and she's ditching Facebook and I think on other things to go to BitClout.
Yeah, she's been kind of, We need someone more important to be switching to that. We need like a Trump.
Yeah, I agree. Because this could, like, when everybody always goes like, oh, X is the future, Y is the future. This should be the future, being decentralized. I think the blockchain is really where the internet and a lot of sites need to go. Because they can't be messed with. And I don't think you can get, like, I don't even know if BitClout has any, like, I know it's going to sound crazy, but I don't even know if they have any rules. Like, there were no terms of service. There was nothing where you had to click I agree to. You just literally, they give you like a 12-word security code. You copy it, you paste it, you put your email in and your phone number, or you put your phone number in and you're in. That's it. You can add your email, but that's it. There's no I agree. There's none of this stuff. It's very interesting. What the heck did you just post? Oh no, not near me. No. Let's see what this is. Let's see what Philly's serving up. Young, athletic. Ooh. Oh, whoa. Okay, that's provocative imagery. Wow. Well, what's he doing by the pool? Hey man, nice rubbing, great. Ooh. Oh. Why is he putting text on there? That's weird.
Oh, this isn't a massage he's asking for. I'm pretty sure he's not a bona fide masseuse.
Man for man, that's funny.
Yeah, I think that's not a bona fide masseuse either.
Dude, what's it doing in his basement? That's weird.
This isn't a massage you're getting for.
Start the weekend off right. Book your full body massage, say 60 or 90 minutes. That's a good time. Treat your body, your mind, body, and spirit to a rewarding experience by a fully vaccinated therapist. He's advertising he's vaccinated. In what, may I ask? In a home studio, free street parking, and full shower. What? Upon arrival, mass temperature check and shower. Oh, God. Can you imagine coming into this and they temperature check you?
Dude, that'd be fucking weird. Yeah, I found another one that does not. I'm not sure if this is a real massage place.
Well, also the massage place you sent me is in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, so I don't think it's legit. I think it's a bit sus.
I don't know. Like, this one's weird. They're talking about like fucking like cross-dressing makeup and wig hair. It's a weird
Oh
shit.
my god, the way she's on that dude's head. Looks like she's like sitting on it. And she's got his hands on his back. Oh god. Oh, what is this written in like a poem? A haiku? Swedish massage?
Oh, this looks so fucking creepy. This guy looks so fucking creepy.
What the hell? Is this guy? Look at. This is when the boomers start getting in on it. Massage by Bob.
You want that motherfucker to come massage me? Oh, for fucking Craigslist. Oh my god.
I have a private studio, that's scary, with soft salt rock lighting, air conditioned. Use commas, bro.
No, he's talking about a studio, and you're worried about his fucking grammar.
Hey, it tells me a lot about the Bay.
Some weirdo's like, I got a studio with lighting and all, and you're worried about his fucking usage of grammar.
Look at this one I just found.
The Rub Down King.
Look at his special.
He just posts a picture of his hand. Special. What was his special? Ask about QV special and my new prostate.
Yes.
That's what I need.
That ain't a fucking regular massage.
What does QV stand for?
I just saw the fucking prostate exam and I knew this is some fucking.
Yeah.
This ain't a fucking massage parlor.
If you're not looking to book a session, please refrain from contacting me. It bothers me to waste time chatting back and forth, and he's wrong, you're a buddy. You're not really interested. If we've communicated previously and you never booked a session, please don't bother. Wow, oh, he's feisty. Confirm your session through PayPal, Cash App.
QV is I looked it up on Urban Dictionary. Quick visit.
Oh boy.
Good fuck. Oh my god. Relaxing full body massage for women, free for single working moms. I don't think this is a massage.
Yeah.
It's so specific. Single working women. They know their demographic. They got their target market down.
Yeah, this isn't a massage.
I'm scared to ever get a massage now because I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm never getting one of those. I don't care.
This is some really weird. This is a fucking really weird one.
Oh, and the other ones weren't.
No, this is fucking weird.
Luxurious massage. Ooh, it's luxury we're talking about. Wow.
Luxury.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a regular massage.
Oh, look at that picture. Look at that. Oh, those candles. Maggie here. Hi, Maggie.
Luxurious hairy knuckle hand job.
Sexuality tantra. I offer self-indulgent, luxurious, sensual pleasure for the discerning gentlemen, women, and couples. Wow.
Yeah.
There we go. I can get Medal for Life to come with me. You need to earn at least 100K.
Why not just try? Why not trauma? Why do you have to traumatize just one person? You can just go for the whole shebang.
Yeah.
Oh no! Look at these fucking requirements.
You need to earn at least 100K a year. Whoa, high standards.
Okay.
And be the type of human that has a woman's boundaries at her utmost honor and respect. Oh, it's a feminist. If I find you are not being kind and respectful at all times, oh, demanding, you will not be considered a candidate for my services. Candidate? I am not afraid to throw disrespectful males out of my place of business. Okay, that's a lie. Failure to comply to rules, etiquette, and protocol will find you blocked and banned.
Good luck. Good luck with that.
She's called
Probably
Angel Hands.
Do that on their fucking website.
It's probably some pink-haired lesbian that like
This is
That's
some
desperate. That's desperate for a place to stay. Like their parents are sick of her shit.
Yeah. They're sick of the
Found their-
noise.
They're sick of, get the hell out of my house, god damn it.
I found like it's some weird. I think this is like one of those fucking massage parlors that's
Not a
that's
massage
not a
parlor.
real massage parlor.
So yeah, well yeah, when I see pictures of women on beds, yeah, I think massage parlor. This looks legit.
Yeah, so we had dinner date, light bondage with handcuffs, extended.
Oh well, a little light bondage never hurt anybody, right? You know,
They're not hiding it.
light bondage.
That's
funny.
hilarious. What's the difference between light and like hard bondage?
Shower worship. What the fuck is this?
Shower worship. Is that
Is that where you do it in the shower?
This is some weird fucking
that-
place.
it could mean peeing on somebody too. Like
Oh,
you know, the golden shower.
shit.
Golden. If somebody's saying talking golden shower, they do not mean showering with gold. They mean like, peeing on somebody.
You know, nobody like probably like only a small like you know, like some people knew what that meant until CNN told everybody. Now everybody knows what that means.
This is just such a weird fucking website.
I wonder if she's trying to get blackmail on people because she's like, she sees top executives, CEOs of large companies, film producers, and ex-professional sports players. She's either totally full of it or she wants to blackmail these people.
Luxury prostitute.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what
Yeah.
that's exactly what
If she was a luxury prostitute, she would not be on fucking Craigslist.
Yeah.
Well, she- luxury prostitute.
Like, at least be on OnlyFans at that point.
I mean, there's other shit. Like, there's a whole like network of shit that you can get involved in. You know, they have like quote unquote talent agencies and like
Talent
fucking
agencies.
yeah, like certain shit. Like, no, they yeah. If you're on Craigslist, you're not like
You're not quality.
high end by any stretch.
M for F. Oh, that's pretty blatant.
Male for female.
Yeah. My context clues, figured that one out. Oh, I love this. Recently broke up with your BF? No question mark. Terrible grammar. Let's start a new chapter. Okay, let's do that. I'm dramas free. Dramas. Thanks for your time looking, Max. Okay. That's not how you pick up chicks, but okay.
Oh my
I
God.
am looking for the bum bum, yes.
Oh my God, I found another fucking sex one.
I wonder if these research studies are that, because I'm seeing a lot of research studies.
Are there any ladies in central New Jersey with long hair? Well, shit, there probably is a lot of ladies in central
I
New
found
Jersey.
one. Activities partner needed. F only. Party friendly. Female activities partner. Oh, now they put like female like in the description. Need
Oh, yeah,
for
you
some
know they
fast,
look-
fun times, real and steady, waiting on you.
This is, yeah, they want to go and have some sort of like fucking orgy.
This is so random. Anyone need drywall dropped off? Heavy items moved. Snow guys only today. What?
Dude, so like they quote unquote ban, like, see, they banned the personal section. Now every section's a fucking personal section.
I think it's funny. Kink friendly to an extent. So she puts in the headline kink friendly, but then she goes to an extent in the description.
Oh my God, dude, like I feel bad for the people actually trying to go and use fucking Craigslist to to do you know, non-sex things, because that was just full of it.
Yeah, I found the activities partner one. I think I found it like right after you posted it. Looking to fulfill a fantasy? Oh, like World of Warcraft? You wish you could play pretend? Oh god, like the bronies. Want to share a lifelong dream of yours or entertain other reality emails and get off your chest what you're burning to say? Oh, We welcome fantasies that are anthropomorphic furries. Christian. Oh, okay. Christian furries. Cross worlds. Heroic, magical realm, military, romantic, urban, occult. Oh boy. Bohemian Grove with furries. Steamy.
Oh, God. Christian furries.
Yes. A 1 hour phone call is $50? Bruh. A 1 hour
That's
Zoom
cheaper-
call?
That's cheaper than what I paid for my COVID screening phone call, significantly.
Wow.
Then you gotta hire these people to do that shit.
Yeah. Well, I think this is a lovely note to end the show on. I'm sure we're going to keep going down this rabbit hole once we end the stream, but I think we have burned our chances of demonetization, or burned our chances of monetization and burned our chances of staying on YouTube pretty good with all of the ha-ha talk. So, if you want more content like this, which I don't know why you would, but if you do, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe to the channel and keep up with it. But we got 3 likes on the stream, so thank you, everybody. I guess you do like what you're hearing.
Probably fucking us. It's probably us who's doing that shit.
What was that?
Probably us who are liking that shit. We're probably the only ones who actually like this shit.
Hey, I don't like her own videos. I'm not like that. But yeah, like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you guys next week.
Later, Gators.
See ya.